To somebody who sent me this article. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Do a narrative. So water pouring from above. Well, that's above. That's a general statement. It's stating M11.1 is they enhanced the flower box, right? So they have it in line with E. See, remember the angle E on the gate. Well, E is shifted over, and this is our visual. E, this is the parking garage. So this would be this one. Hold on, let's do this one and this one. And you see the proximity of two of them, and we know the distance apart is approximately 40 feet or 30. Well, let's take a peek. Come back to that. Oops. So right here to here is what we're looking at, and it only looks like about an 8. She's looking at this direction here. So this is, let me get this right. Oh no. So this column and this column we're looking at, and they only look about 18 inches apart, approximately from here to here. A base 18 on this being a 16 by 16 column. Let's go back to that. So this column and this column, if I take the width of this one, I could move it over here. The two gates, two bars, two rails, 1 and 2. Well, there's 1 and 2. I could shift it over and get about the same distance. And so we would go shift again, 1 and 2. Over here would be M11.1. They only moved it over. Well, let's think about that. They moved it over not even one rail, but let's go to here. So the distance from here to here and from here to here are about equal. So but as you go further away, it changes. So let's go to this little, look at it here real quickly. So from here to here, center line, let's move it up. See, they're equal apart, the distances. They're about equal. So it's getting pulled up though through compression. Now this is the 11.1 right here. See, 11.1 would be here. And we talked about that. This is a 1 foot. We talked about in one of the other videos. This is over a 1 foot, 11. So this is 1110, and this has a 11-inch 11-inch rise on it. Well, we already determined this is existing. This puts the drape down here where we talk about the bias M, tugging and pulling away. You know, tugging on this, pulling on that. We would have to have this tugging and pulling away, but we're getting mostly punch shearing. To have it tug and pull away would imply that this column is weaker than all these other columns that the deck pulled down, draped around, and everything else. But here, all of a sudden, we get great engagement. We know that's not true. We don't get great engagement because we see the sample. The sample show as SH, right? SH and then I it. SH it. So we don't have the wherewithal to pull that. So to pull it over. So this may be pretty. Their version may be pretty and awesome and spectacular and nice theater, but it's just theater. Now this could be, so the column I'm saying is still here somewhere. More than likely somewhere, and I didn't want to go down that line, but this would look like a column to me. This looks like a column to me here. I mean, a lot of stuff looks like column. Everybody says that the couch. I said this would be the planter box. That I'm into the planter box, and so, but I don't have a planter box. You can see it looks pretty square. You guys call it everything from the refrigerator to the. I like it as a couch. Remember, we talked about in the other video. So I would, putting this here, shifting it over to the right. Let me think about that. So, yeah, I could shift it over. I got to be careful with my bias. I can all, this pool deck columns. If this is M11, where's the rest? So, how does that line up? So if that's M11, then over here is 11.1, and over here is the other column right here somewhere that we're looking at. Well, I think it's actually part of the column right there. It's just where we start looking at. There we go. So there's the other columns. Water pouring from above. I like what they did there. I'm just pushing it in. You guys seeing it for the first time for me? With me. They left the BMA out. They left the BMA out so far. Maybe they're going to tie it in. Okay, so. I have that column back there. Let's go forward. There's my one drape I talk about the long way back into the BMA across the parking garage. That double drape. All right, so let's move on. But you can't. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can't get rid of you can't have that cake and eat it too. You can't have the structure so strong that's able to pull away and take out 11 and not the others. That's not logical for the structure. Now the deck can fall down, so you can't have your M11.1 here. You can't put your 11.1 here. You're going to have to move it. Let me scroll down. Why don't they put the rest of the debris down there on the floor? Just wrote the word debris. Be more specific. If you're going to do it, show me the planter box and the BMA and show the profile. As you're talking 1 foot of decking here, materials. At least 1 foot of decking. Remember down here, remember this is not broken up. This is the bars dividing it up. And I think that's your planter. I go back further. Now, your planter box. Oh, okay, they just removed the BMAs. Okay, so in their narrative, just get rid of shit. Oh, their narrative is remove. There's no BMAs here. So this person who did this sucks. They just removed the BMAs. This reminds me of a NIST report that the engineers get pissed off about. Now we just remove the BMAs. So yeah, so just remove them because they're not handy. Remove them over here too. Yeah, this is just not handy for the narrative. So they removed the BMAs to make this work. Let's go ahead and fast forward this. Let's see if they put them back. Yeah, okay. So there's that. Okay, so remove the BMAs. That's what you do to make this work. This thing's just all column slab. There we go. Now we put them in. All right, now show it now. So that would put this box here, the planter box, right about there. The debris landed just below a network of support beams. Well, this is not the way that worked. It was, this is slab. This back here is the now they put it in. Back here is this is the deck. This is just a slab. So this is not a beam across there like he did. Because when you look up, there's an elevation change. So they messed up the elevation change. Remember, there's the pipe when it turns, goes to the ceiling, comes out this way. The sprinkler system. They changed it. In fact, they have this kind of weird. Let's see something here. Yeah, their elevations are weird here. Their elevations are off because this was the higher deck. They have them at the same elevation right here. Presents the same elevation. All right, so this let me just screenshot it. So this is not there. All right, so this is not there. It's a slab going all the way over. So no. So it would look like a slab. So yeah, they got this going to there. Maybe, you know what? Let me go forward a little bit. They might put the slabs in. I was going to do a screen thing for it, but I'm like, you know what? Hold on. Hold your horses. This might have it. Okay, M11-1. Again, this is not there. Oh, that's an interesting little setup. Whoa. Okay, so this, not there. Elevation change there. You go up 1 foot. They have it on the same elevation. So no. Let's go down a little bit. Okay, so they're attempting to do some weird shit now. Let's just watch it. So that's 28. There's the SUV. The one I keep telling you guys are there. Come on. They put the SUV in. The one. Come on, New York, whatever you are. You're gonna watch the content. At least pay attention. The elevation change is here. This has to come out. What the hell? Wait a minute. Wasn't that 11.1 that they overlaid? 11.1? Okay, right here, 11.1. There's the BMA right there. So let's zoom in. And they're going to zoom in on 11.1. And then they're going to remove this. That's the elevation change. Okay, right there. Oops, right there. This. Shit. I just screwed up. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Okay, good. I got access to it again. All right, let me fast forward a little bit. Narrative-wise, okay. Yep. Okay, so no BMAs, the narrative, BMA. What is this? If that's that, what are we looking at here then? What's this? Going across, where it's shooting, still holding on to what? The ceiling. What's this right here? If that is the outside portal area, what are we looking at right here then? This would be probably the 111's, because 111's room is here, right? 111, yeah, goes up to here, the hallway, just about to there, I think. So 111 is still there. And this is the pool deck area. So this is what? The slab of there? Well, it looks like that's the trend. Something's a step down. Well, you know what? Let me just move on. I don't want to go down the ghost road. Let's get this back to where we were. I zoom out, then I zoom back in. Okay, right there. So that doesn't exist to your left. Oh, I can't move it anymore. Can't do it anymore. Okay. Right there, that transition is a pipe right here. See, that's on a 90. It's on 45. So 45 and 45. Right there is the transition. But it goes straight out. There is no beam going across to your left. And so, yeah, they don't show that section. There's a column, end of the column. So they keep pointing here, but they left off that. Right there is where they put that beam going across that doesn't exist. That pipe turns here. A pipe goes here, turns, and comes up. So pipe here turns and goes up across the ceiling. They have this over here in the way. Let's back it up. Right there is in the way. It doesn't exist. So, you know, the draftsman, whoever the hell he is or she, is not paying attention to the details. There's the pipe going up and turning flat. There's the other pipe going up and turning flat. There's our planter box. There's M11. Here is our planter box. Remember we talked about compression and pulling it in. It pulls in probably to that column. They're not using any compression. They just show it one-to-one, fall down, and we're somehow looking at, well, the pool deck out here. There's no shear plane up here. It's back here at the pool deck area where this transfer right here is. They have it where we're missing M11. M11, guys, it didn't get pulled over. It didn't get pulled over. This deck was crap. It didn't have the balls to do it. Now, they're not paying attention to the data. We'll see who wrote the article in a minute. We'll see what they're about. They back out again. And overlay. Okay, yeah, okay, let's see more. A troubled deck. The failed waterproofing is causing major, okay, just a common narrative. Many of the planters, including some of the ones above M11, were not in the original designs, but the planters became major components on the deck, contributing tens of thousands of pounds of weight. with several of them until recent years holding large palm trees. Okay. Planters at the time of collapse. That's about right. Well, that was years before palm trees. So yeah, 2017. So let's just flash back. Why don't we? Whoa. The palm trees became such a big concern that they were removed. According to a 2017 memo obtained by the Times, the roots had been penetrating and clogging pipes, causing significant water damage. Clogging pipes. It's a damn drain. The drain pipe was right inside the box, right inside this one. I showed you the overlay of the drains, right inside they put drains inside the boxes for it. So yeah, of course you're gonna have water problems. You didn't create they didn't put it over type of a permanent graded system with a fabric. So of course you're gonna have problems with soil clogging that pipe. You put a 90 on that pipe with a clean out, you'd be able to clean it out, but what's the point? And the engineer working for the condo complex also found that the waterproofing of the pool deck was laid on a flat surface. Okay, we're going to leave that. We're going to keep going. Core samples, right, there's the core samples. So the core samples were cracked up, and we talked about that. Now, how are you going to have the core samples all cracked up, and you have this, so this is totally degraded over here, totally shit. Now all of a sudden you got an ability to make number M11.1 disappear. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can have the tugging motion of the drape, and you have it between one of the BMAs. But you're not pulling over that M11, not with this crap. It's going to separate it. It shows every single one separated from the columns. Every single one we looked at. M11 was tugged on because we have the building beam all coming this way. So it was tugged on, rotated, torqued on, maybe by this M11 when it dropped down, which we know about the structural repairs that have been done there, but not by their narrative here. Now let's see what this says. They didn't find any original waterproofing. The concrete appeared to be crumbled away from the steel reinforcement inside the sample. All right, so you just said that. And so then you can't have it now all of a sudden having the ability to pull M11 away and make it disappear. Okay, no waterproofing. Was located. They didn't find any original waterproofing. The concrete appeared to crumble away from the steel reinforcement inside the sample. Town of Surfside. Photo. All right, so we're going to see who this writer is in a minute. Testing did find a waterproofing layer that had been added on top of some old tile sat below the pool deck pavers. One engineer told the Times that such a solution would have done more harm than good by trapping the moisture. Here we go. Core sample, right? So let's rotate. Hopefully this is painful. Hopefully this won't be that painful. The pool deck along part of the adjacent parking area was the first to fall, according to witnesses. And a 911 call placed minutes before the building came down, a caller reported that the roof collapsed in the garage. All right, so that they think that the roof collapsed in the garage. So it's ceiling, you get things mixed up. Roof, floor. People say ground when they mean this, when they mean what they're standing on. So this roof, quote, collapsed in the garage is, you got to talk to the person what they mean by it. All right, so they just show that everything just down here. They show it incorrectly. They show 8 cars down here. Really? I mean, you couldn't show the drape connecting and the one car leaning against the truck? That doesn't take much effort, does it? And now we have 3 cars over here. 1, 2, 3, and this one's leaning up. But they didn't show it properly. There are cars underneath of here. They just show, and the BMAs are missing here. So no BMA, no BMA, no BMA. They just remove them. That just does. Wait a minute. There's a KLM. This isn't even a KL. This isn't a KLM. ML here. Then they show these planter boxes in great shape. Well, that's part of the secondary collapse. But they don't show the BL. I'm sorry. So back here. So here to here to here, and then a cross section of BMAs. Let's see if they add them. So far, no. Again, this car was leaning against a truck. Wow, Look at this sketch. They've removed the hot tub in this image. They couldn't put it in. Let's go. Let's see if we see. Okay, there are the beams. All right, so there's my narrative. Beams in original design. Ooh, don't I feel plagiarized? Oh, I'm the only one that said that. Then all of a sudden you get this person that can't even pay attention to this, doing this. So you know that they're not paying full attention. All right, so overstressed area. Yeah, I'm feeling real something right about now. In one area where columns were spaced relatively far apart, spanning about 28 feet, one engineer's analysis found the deck was overstressed even before additional weight was placed on top of it. Who are they talking about, this one engineer's analysis? Who are they referencing? I wish they would reference and not just do that. All right, let's go on still. We can show some wire here too. The software did a little jog there, didn't it? And it's interesting little software. Okay, here comes the BMAs. Weak beams, M11. Okay, 0.1. I wish we really knew which one it was. It was really bad. They just said weak beams, so don't think that they really mean the orange ones. I think that's just for detail. I don't think they mean that. Engineers also said 3 beams under the planters, including one connecting to column M11, were not designed to be as strong as they should have been. The beams were shallow. The engineer said designs without enough reinforcement steel caused stirrups that would have made them strong enough to help the planters. No, I don't know who said that. I don't know who said about stirrups making it stronger for the planters. The planters and their drain system right next to there, that was one of the most idiotic things planter boxes can be placed. Remember, they were done by a landscape guy though, and his town of Surfside approved them. I cannot find in those plans for the planter boxes, which were back here too, where an engineer or architect approved them. Looks like he did like some parentheses things, like he was the landscape contractor, and that was about the size of it. But Surfside did approve those planter boxes. Also 3 beams. Okay, right. We're gonna. Whoever said stirrups, we're gonna let that pass, because this thing was already, the drawings already show that it was bad. Okay, so we got 42 columns punched through. Right. Yep. 42, 43. Ground level parking. Little or no reinforcing steel. We talked about that. It was in the wall also. We show it in the wall. The deck fell. The columns that held it up punched through the slab. An image obtained by the Times showed the corner of the deck appeared to have little or no reinforcing steel, surprising some engineers who reviewed the photo, which we talked about many times about this, many times. Get it? Play pun on words. This is after, oh yeah, there's the fold. There's the fold of the fracture of the deck, and all the reinforcements at the bottom. So they're saying that it's little or no reinforcement is not. See the line there? That is the reinforcement there. See the line, 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 line. They put it at the very bottom. Here it is here. 1, 2. We went over this. Reinforcement right here. And so when it fractured, it ripped it down, and there. And just like the other part, it was there, but it's at the very bottom. We talked about that over here. We talked about that over here where they put the reinforcement at the very bottom, and there are the vehicles, the very bottom of this, and they left it at a construction joint. Let's see if they get to the construction joint. The columns of the deck could have destabilized columns not only under the deck but also the base of the tower, compromised the portion of the building that fell minutes later. And as I talked about a deck ledger failure, the rattling took place. We get 611 coming out. Let's zoom up. Flawed reinforced steel. I'm not going to go into that. The west side of the building, which withstood the initial collapse. Okay, we won't. I don't know what they're removing stuff. Okay, exposing. On the east side of the building, thinner columns were designed with excessive steel. So it's puncturing. These were not. This is after the fact, so no. All right. This is what you guys talked about. I was doing a video on this. Possible overcrowding. I think it's outstanding what you're looking here. Somebody asked me about it. I said it's outstanding. Um, there is no, wait a minute. They can't, I got another photograph. I got a better photograph than this. I don't know when this was done, but I got another one without the stirrups busted. So the machine busted the stirrups after the fact because I've got it without the stirrups busted. So this is how they're doing it. I got a photograph without the stirrups busting because people asked me about it, and I said, no, so there's no sign of buckling. And I show that in the photograph behind it. Yeah, you can see where it was, oh, this got water in it now. So yeah, this is some time past because my photograph with no water here that's drained out shows it doesn't show this stirrup busted. And I did a video for you guys, but it was too long, saying that yeah, they may have overcrowded it, but this did not buckle. Look at the, we got some, the reinforcement's so straight here. It's still straight. It's still around here, around this column. You can still see the corner. This was the head that rolled over, right? There's the numbers there. And then this stuff's been cut off and everything else. But even though it's been traumatized and beat up, look at it, standing proud. It acted like a steel column. It acted like a steel column. And look at that steel. That is straight. It's not buckling out. With that said, we got some, again, this is a different image they're using. You can find it without the water, and you won't find this stirrup busted down there. So that's a hunted image. That's a shopped image, meaning shopping for the narrative. For example, this column for the parking garage was designed to have 12 bars of vertical reinforcement, but places where the steel were supposed to be overlapped, it would have had much more, exceeding the maximum steel to concrete ratio in the column. The percentages, well, it doesn't matter. It didn't fail, did it? It's still holding proud. It did not fail. Right, this is the mesh that I talk about. This was required, that puncture protection. Now, if they talk about it, then they're hitting in the way it was specific. Yep, 16 by 16 fives and 19 fives. And I talk about it, and I show that there's no, and one of my videos I show there's none. It actually did great. I was going to show you, I was going to make this in my mock-up, but this is better than my mock-up. I was making it out of, thanks Franz, he got me a bunch of boat material that you use for bending little copper. Thanks Franz, but it looks like this will serve a better purpose. This is actually what I'm trying to identify. This does a great job. They do have it high here in the slab, which would be, works for me, 16.5, and then you still need your rabbit ears put in here. That's besides the point. So here's my, only two, now there's more than two. There's more than two, because this is one, it's two, and there is, and on this side, there's multiple layers. See, 1 and 2, and then the high side there. So this direction has 2 going in it. It's only a 24 column, 24. So every 16 fives in the whole area. So this might come out to be right. They're taking liberty, I think, because it's 16 fives. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But it looks like they had a little liberty going on here. Let's look at something here. Let's see if they took, really. So let's see what it is. I forgot how to do my damn screenshot, believe it or not. I only did them a million times, but now I can't do a screenshot. Oh yeah, I think I got it. Wow. I've managed to I've managed to forget using trying to switch from a PC to Mac. I've managed to forget how to do a screenshot now. What the hell? Or maybe maybe I locked myself out somehow. Yeah, Control 4. It's not letting me. What the hell did I manage to do? Hmm. Wow. Okay. So that's weird. No, I don't think I'm messing up. I think I just must be locked. You know what? Let me try something here. I've got it. I'm just trying to. Really? I can't do a screenshot anymore. Shift. Oh, what the hell? Well, I'm trying to show you that. Let's use this mouse size. So I put the mouse here. Look at where I put the bottom of the mouse here. And look where it winds up on the mat, way up here. But look what's happening when I put the mouse here. All of a sudden, they're taking liberty and they added 1, 2, 3, 4. They stuck 4 in that same zone. Look, I put the bottom of the mouse right here and let it land where it lands. Look, and it's only like 1/4 of the way up. I come over here. Now all of a sudden, it's down there at the opposite. It's one in the middle, down there in the end. So they taking some liberty, and then over here they start stretching them again. So they're taking some liberty there with this measurements, the way that really is trying to force 4 down there. And reality, this is probably almost correct there, but we don't know because they didn't show the mat. You know, they didn't take apart the mat. These are pretty far out there too. I mean, this would be nice to know this length. Um, the punch here protection, but it's at the very top. That's the issue. Only 2 top steel reinforcements. That's the issue because the loading, cycle loading. Let's see if they hit cycle loading. Let's move on. Oh, we don't have to move on. Okay, we are moving on. I thought it was in. 3/4 inch structural slab topping. Um, yeah. Okay. What does it say about codes? Some engineers said they may have been too shallow to meet code requirement. Okay. The deck didn't. It's 40 pounds per square foot. Right. Steel is too shallow inside. Right. Problem known as delamination, causing corrosion and disrupting the essential bond between steel and concrete. Poor bonding could have contributed to the punching failure. Delamination. That's not delamination. That's just punching shear. Oh, here's a little funky little, wow, their program, their computer program they use. All right, let's zoom out. It's zooming out. It's coming to the end of the article, I think. Yeah, history of problems. We won't pass on the history stuff, the narrative there. Deterioration, yeah. Let's see. These shouldn't. Balconies were photos. Photos showed signs of deterioration. Well, all of these shouldn't have been there, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these shouldn't have been there. They're not supposed to be 4 penthouse wraparounds. But that's, you know, that's not the issue here. Puncturing, and what we got, the roof testing. Oh, penthouse. It's not just a penthouse. It's other, and it's nothing to do with excavating. It didn't buckle down there. You just said it was out here. So what are you saying? This structure, the path load, is out here. Make up, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say the building was, the columns are overloaded and they buckled, and then point to a column out here that's in a pool deck as the problem. You can't have a cake and eat it too. It's over. I'm stressed. It's ticking me off. All right. Let's see who the writers are. Come on, writers. Oh. This is Champlain. Oh, south. Okay, yeah. Oh, they hit my buckling one. Center collapse. Let's see. It's not a center collapse. It's over there. That's the buckle. But the materials are here. The buckle means this was in place. This means this was strong. You to have it buckle there means up from here to there was status quo. It was very strong. And between these two floors, a buckling happened. It might be that sixth floor. But it's this direction. That's not the same location. So the arrow is back collapses. Now no. It's over here. We talked about that before. The drape starts way down here. It's pulling already over here. They got it way over here and somehow having a reaction pulling down over here. This actually indicates that this stood strong and this compressed and buckled on this floor. That's what that indicates. So, and that shows that this hasn't buckled at all yet. So it puts us to the right, pulling on it, coming down. And I showed this in the better video that the roof is still intact. So it's actually quite a few floors to come down. So that narrative is just off. Yeah. Okay. That's nothing. Got nothing to do with it. Okay. Oh, I just did another video on that, didn't I? What's the point of this one? Oh, that's the end of it. All right, so then we want to know who wrote the article. Let's go to, oops. There it is. Mike Baker. Oh, this Mike Baker keeps coming up. Mike Baker keeps coming up. All right, what we got here? New York Times, Twitter. Okay. Architect, urban planner. Okay, likes old stuff. Okay, so nothing. Likes old stuff. Whoa. Oh, we're back in 2018. All right, so nothing to see there. All right, so now let's go to Mike Baker. Mike Baker, CIA office. Mike Baker Twitter. This is going to be the wrong one. Science Channel, former CIA, covert operations, one life, whatever. Wrong. Mike Baker, maybe. I didn't say New York Times. Former New York Times. Seattle Bureau Chief. Oh my gosh. Seattle, Washington. Northwestern Alaska. Okay, so I'm going to leave Seattle that table first. That's the, yeah, I got a bias against Seattle, obviously, so I'm not going to be able to evaluate that fairly. So with that said, I won't evaluate it. Okay, we got New York Times again. Wait a minute. I remember this person. One of them he-she things. Was graphics. New York Times graphics. Okay, the graphics person. I like that. All right, so that's the graphics person. All right, so they didn't do a great job on that. They didn't pay attention. All right, so now we're up to the next one. New York Times. Um, is an unmatched on uneven bars. Okay, that's not going to be working for us. No Twitter. So just a writer, nothing, just a writer. So someone who just writes. Okay, what we got here? Um, snapping new media story. New York Times. Okay, here we go. Last one is right here, and what we got here? Um, graphics. Again, graphics person. All right, so they had the graphics thing as a C word and all that other stuff. Whatever. We'll get out of there. So basically, hodgepodge narrative, quoting no engineer directly, just taking everybody's, plagiarizing everybody's stuff and throwing it in an article. So whoever they came from, because they quoted 0 engineers in this article. I meant in the video, this is, you saw what the guys that they left out. Um, you know, they left out the BMAs, and then they said it was overloaded, and then they they come off with this narrative to make you think that, but then we're getting rid of the BMAs. The BMA there, they put one in where there is none. I talked about in that other when I showed my model that the load path comes this way, jogs comes across, jogs come across. This is a approximately 1 foot step up into the lobby area. So that does not exist. That does not exist even in their own image right here. And yet they block it, they show it existing right there at the same elevation right there. So this is incorrect. Now I remember how to do it. My brain remembered just now. It's on the gun. I just did it naturally. How to do it. I just lost it. I just did it naturally and then I lost it. Got it. All right, so then just multiple computer stuff. So that's the elevation change. As we come forward, I wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you. Now I can do it. Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward. Weak beams, M11. All right, so we know that they were doing repair some BMA. We just don't know where. So they just throw weak beams out here and then highlight M11. That's kind of, we don't have the data to support that M11. We got water we got water. We can support it here and on this one. We can support it on both of them with the plots. We also have this severed off at the pool in my current videos. I show that, right? So then we go to, let's fast forward. Now I know I can do my screenshot again. My brain came back to me. Okay. So let's just do that. Bring it up. And pull this out. And let's grab one of these. And let's make it a little smaller. And whoops. Ooh, what happened to the size of it? Right up to here, all of a sudden, they're doing great. All of a sudden, you just move over one. Right as soon as you get to the column, all of a sudden, it just loses it. It just loses it when you get to the column. Look, they just made them tighter. And then out here, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, nope, we can go back to the other there. Let's space them out. So the architectural person took a lot of liberty to make their emphasis on this fake narrative. See what they did there? Also, this color here, and then they changed this color to be a little darker, and to make it look like there's 4 of them supposed to be in there. So, you know, and they made it a little darker here and lighter there. But this is what the truth is that they also did that. They also took liberty and made them closer. So you guys, you tell me how I don't try to play with your minds. You know, I talk about the amygdala, conclusive files, and data. This is bad data they're giving you. This is terrible data they're giving you. If that's the spacing, and you continued it fairly, this would be 1 right there, right at that one. Ooh, sorry. Well, let's just start with a new one. Great. So let's just start with the new one. So now all of a sudden we're getting closer. And if we started back here, let's see if this works. This from here to here. Well, they're not even. They made them wider here. And then I come here, and now look where far that one's off. So let's just go there. Let's go in closer then. Yeah, I know it's bent, but it's still fair. Now all of a sudden, look at them getting closer. Right now, all of a sudden, they're just gonna gang up. Look at that. Reality, the next one should have been, if that's the true spacing, should have been right where that dot is. And then the next one should be you know what? Let me do this. Let's get a real line. Let's get a real line in there. Let's do that. That way I don't get a crooked line. No, let's do 2 of them. Yeah, because it gives me a good center line on that. Yeah, let's delete that. So there's 2 of them. There's 2, and I'm a little bit. It's already, look at the bottom there, perspective-wise, it's already off. But let's just do that. Okay, so that would be 1 there and 1 there, and then so it's right about the middle of that one where my thumb is, little hand right there. So that's 1, 2, and then there's the 3rd one out there. But instead, they put 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. It's not right. Like, they didn't call for that in the plans. It called for a mesh of 16. Some of them changed. Remember, some of them said 16.5 by 16.9, so it'll be a little more this way. And some of them said so they will be divided up. Remember, we talked about that. And then this makes the critical shear area, and then the tributary area ties into it. So no. And then you got the heads also, the column heads that turn out. So, which I didn't even find anywhere where they call for those at all. Well, we did, right? We saw it in the other one of the details. And in video, just want to show you that, you know, this is some let's just keep it going the way we're going. All right, don't get excited about this. Thanks for sharing the link with me. But now you made me do a reaction video, and there's my reaction video. Okay, bye.